Welcome, class. Are we ready for section 3.1? Well, let me start sharing my screen. Because 3.1 is about something called measure central tendency. Now, central tendency is the average, and there's three different averages. One, we have the arithmetic or mathematical average, which we call the mean. Now, the mean, we have a population mean, and we have a sample mean. Please note the different symbols. This is a Greek letter M. It is pronounced mu. If you're a Pokemon player, it's one of the Pokemons. All right, X bar. Now, when this prints over it, it's not truly showing what it is. It's an X with a bar over it. Think of like how you write a repeater, like a repeating decimal, how you do like 0.3 for 1/3, but you put the bar above it. That's what that is. It's an X with a bar over it. But it's kind of hard to type. So it jumps a lot of times. The bar itself jumps. But the arithmetic mean is what you've generally been taught in life is when you take an average of something. What do? You add up all the pieces and then you divide by the number of pieces, right? Well, do not let this formula scare you, because that's what it's telling you to do. This funky letter is a Greek epsilon, and it's called summation. It's called the summation, and telling you sum up the pieces. So x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus, well, the sub numbers, that means the first x, the second x, the third x. And remember, x is just, say, a piece of data. So it's the first piece of data plus the second piece of data plus the third set of piece of data. So they're numbers. They're numbers. And then the capital N, remember again, that is the size of the population, where a lowercase n is the size of the sample. So even though we have two different formulas, please understand, it's the same formula. You add up all the pieces of data and you divide by the number of pieces of data. However, we know whether or not you're doing a study of the population or a study of the sample by the symbol that you use declaring it. All right, so let's walk through this. If we have, well, I've got a typo here, so we will fix it. Represents the travel time in minutes of workers for 7 employees at a startup company. One takes 23 minutes, 26 minutes, 23, 18, 5, 26, 43. Well, like the formula states, we add up all the pieces of data. So 23 plus 36 plus 23 plus 18 plus 5 plus 26 plus 43 equals, these numbers all added together, I'm trying to see if you guys can see the calculator. Doesn't look like. I have a calculator on screen. So we add them up and I get 174. Now, how many pieces is there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to divide 174 by 7. And I get 24.8571428571428. You've got a repeater. But remember what I say, rule of thumb, take it out to 3 decimals. So my mean my calculator says 24.857. All right. And we know it's a population mean, even though it says calculated, because they're going the average of 7 people, not a sample of 7 from this large company. No, for all 7 people that work there. All right. Now it says take a sample of 3. Now we can do this in more than one way. And I could do a random sample generator and calculate 3 numbers. Or I'm flipping over to StatCrunch. I'm already in. So StatCrunch, scroll down, open it up. And it's from the website. And open. And I'm going to say drive. And I'm going to quickly enter in 23, 36, 23, 18, 5, 26, 43. All right, I've got my data into StatCrunch. So how do I reproduce and get a sample from it? All right, I have a data set. So I go data, and looky right there, sample. I select the column. How many pieces do I want? Well, the paper said what, 3? All right. And I'm going to leave the replacement out. So I hit compute. There we go. My random numbers is 36, 43, 23. Now, if you followed along, I'm betting anything you got potentially a different set. So let's do it again. Because remember, oh, wrong spelling. I'm saying looking, talking at the same time. Sample. There's my drive. My sample size is 3. Number of samples. Do you remember how we were able to generate the same sample every time? Well, I have to give you a mean, or not mean, a seed. So I'm going to say my seed is 15. Compute. When I said the seed was 15, if you clicked, we should have the exact same 3 numbers. 26, 23, 43. Okay? But again, how we do it? Data, sample, and I'm going to do drive. How many do I want? What if I say I want 5 this time? All right. And we're going to leave the seed alone. There we go. So I've got multiples going. Okay. But that is how we can do it with StatCrunch when we have data. Let's go back to that. So it says take a sample of 3 from the data and then compute the mean. Right? Now, I haven't showed you yet how to use StatCrunch compute the mean. I mean, it's 3 pieces, 26, 23, 43. Sorry, my dog is growling at something. Now, we can very easily do it by hand because it is a small sample set. And I can go 26 plus 23 plus 43 equals divide by 3. And I see an X bar. Yeah, I've got to have to actually open up the equation editor. And I hate doing that. So my X bar equals, and my calculator says 30.667. It's actually 30.666666. But again, remember we rounded 3 decimals. Now this time I typed X bar because it is a sample mean. Right? Let me pause this for just a moment. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm doing a video right now. All right. All right. Bye-bye. Sorry, someone's telling me he's coming for his dog. So I had to take that real quick. All right. So we've done it by hand and we've done it twice now by hand. So let's talk about Stat Crunch. To do Stat Crunch, all right, we want stat calculator, no, summary stats, column. I'm going to select first time drive, and look, you're right there. I want to select mean. Compute. $24.857. Same thing what we got by hand. So let's do it again. How did I get to it? Stat, summary stats, columns. This time I'm going to select my sample mean of 3 like I was supposed to, which is the second one. And I click on mean. We will be using other things through here. You will get rather tired of the stat and summary stats. I hit compute. So looky there. What did I say? 30.667. Well, 30.666667. It just takes it further out. We round to the 3 digits. Right. The next time of average is the median, with the median being the middle number. To do it, here's the steps. First, we need to put the numbers in order, smallest to largest. So doing that, I see 5, 18, 23, another 23, a 26, 36, and a 43. It's in numeric order. So now what this rest is telling you is about n plus 2 over, okay. You can start marking off how many digit pieces it is. It's 7. So divide 7 by 2 and you get what? 3.5. Round to the nearest whole number. 3.5 rounds to 4, correct? So the 4th digit is the median. That's how you do it. We can do all that. Yeah, no. So 23 is the median. And there is no symbol for median. Right? Well, let's do this again. This time, though, we had 8 pieces of data. So since I'm kind of out of room, there we go. Again, I've got to put it in order. Numeric order from smallest number to biggest number. And again, I count the digits Well, this time it comes out even. So that means I have to take the middle two numbers and add them together, and I get 49. And then I take 49 and divide that by 2. Basically, I'm finding the mean or the average of the middle two numbers. This is how we do it when we have an even data set. Odd data set, count up the number of items, which is called a sample size, divide by 2, and then round up. If it's even, we divide by 2, then take the two middle numbers. Because if I go 8 divided by 2, so 4, so that means I want 4 and 5. So 49 divided by 2 equals 24.5. All right. Now, why do we use a mean versus a median versus a mean? Well, understand that certain numbers are resistant to something called outliers, which are numbers are extremely small or extremely big. And, oh, I got a duplicate there. Medians are resistant to outliers. While the mean is pulled, this is when we start getting skewing. This is what causes skewing. Means are pulled by outliers. Right? Mode. A mode is when, think mode most. It rhymes. We look for the number that most occurs. So I see a 23, a 23, and a 23. So 23 is 1. Do we have more than 136? No, no. Here's a neat thing. You'll always have one mean. You will always have one median. The mode, you can have one mode, two modes, or no modes. All right. Now, can you guess how we find this in StatCrunch? Same set of data, except this time I'm going to do first times this. Stat, summary stat, columns. Do the drive. Down here, right there's the median. Select the median, compute. And what did we say before? We said 23. Second time through, we added another number, which was 70. So now, stat, summary stats, columns. Selecting that, I want the median, so scroll down to it, select the median, compute. And we said 24.5 before. All right. Now, do you think it'll find the mode for us? So again, I hit stat, summary stats, column. Well, let's look. Is there a mode? There's a mode. Compute. Oh, I forgot to select drive. I'm good for that. Yes, you can tell I have company. All right, I am so sorry about the barking dogs. Friend picked his dog up. So let's go back to where we were. All right, we were talking, how do we find the mean, the median, and the mode using StatCrunch? So we found the mode by walking you through it one more time. Stat, summary stats, columns. I found the mean, the median, and the mode all by going through that same step. We select which one it is. And you will scroll. Now, what if I want all mean, median, and mode? Well, I click the mean, scroll down a little bit. I hold the control button down to median, scroll again, and then control button back down, mode. Notice all three of these appear in the right box. So now I can hit compute, and looky there. We have all three in the same box: the mean, the median, and the mode. All right. So this last box is just a recap of what each one is. But all three of these make up the appropriate terminology is the measures a central tendency. Okay. I almost made it to the end. Again, I apologize so much about the barking dogs. I couldn't get the video paused quick enough. So it's what happens when you have two little, as I call them, rat dogs. And one big lab. So it's like, yeah, I had a mix. I have a mixture some nights because I watch a friend's dog for him. So I do apologize. All right. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one.